Thank you for watching today's short talk on inclusive accommodation strategies for hybrid work. My name is Nicolette Gowan. I'm an occupational therapist, and I'm the president and CEO of Gowan Consulting. You can find me on the screen in the top right corner of your screen here. I'm in the center, and I'm wearing purple, and my hair is long and light brown. Gowan Consulting is a private organization of occupational therapists across Canada. And we focus on functional ability and work. We focus on providing strategies for employers to keep employees at work or help them return to work in a safe and timely manner if they've gone off work on a disability leave. We're talking today about the way that our work has changed. And with this change, we need to be changing the way that we approach how we support employees with disability to stay at work, to stay included, and to have a sense of belonging to the work communities in which they are involved. We've learned a lot over the course of the COVID-19 pandemic. A lot about work, the ways that we work, and also the ways that we can and do accommodate employees with disabilities. We've learned to be more creative in our approaches. If you can think of a couple years ago, the thought of having someone with a disability work from home was seen as unreasonable and something that could not be accommodated until the whole world went to work from home because they had to. And all of a sudden we have this technology, we have this ability to support employees wherever they work. We also know that all accommodations are individual. Accommodations need to take into consideration the specific employee, the job that they're doing. So what are the job demands, the employee's abilities and limitations, and also the environment in which an employee works in, which can look at the physical environment, the organizational environment, the cultural environment, and also the supportive manager. So that's the next point here, is the importance of providing education, support, and coaching to managers so that they have the skills and abilities to support their employees, to help them stay at work. We know it's so important now more than ever to think about how we are including and how we are promoting a sense of belonging, especially for employees with disabilities. Employees with invisible disabilities, especially, who may have stigma around asking for help, and it's not apparently evident to everyone that support is needed or that they are an employee who requires accommodation. So these are the employees who require even more support and strategies to be able to feel included, whether that's in a virtual environment or whether we're bringing everyone back to the workplace. But thinking about those people who may need a bit more support. We know that returning to the office will create some opportunities. When we think of inclusion and belonging, bringing everyone back together in one space can be very helpful for team engagement, feeling that sense of being included and also belonging to the workplace as a whole. But it can also create challenges, especially when we think about accommodation and employees with disabilities. As occupational therapists, we have been implementing some of these learnings from COVID-19 even before the pandemic. And we can apply these to our new way of working as well. And so what we look at when we look at solutions for hybrid work and accommodating employees with disabilities is looking at every case as unique. One thing we have seen in our files is an increase in the requests for employees to continue working from home as they are being asked to come back into the office. Now, there's no blanket answer to that. There's no right or wrong. And really, you need to take into consideration all aspects of the job and the job demands, physical, social, emotional, and cognitive demands of the job, the employee's abilities and their limitations, so focusing on their function and not their medical diagnosis. And then, what does the workplace environment provide? What are the barriers and opportunities to both the home environment and the work environment before a decision is made to whether that is a reasonable accommodation? Also taking into consideration, how are you going to continue to support an employee who is fully working from home, if that's the choice, to be included in the work environment, to feel like they're able to contribute and collaborate and be seen by their team. If you are bringing all employees back to the office or changing anything about work accommodation as a whole, it's looking at offering support and as much information as possible as early as possible, allowing employees to feel like they have a bit of control in the situation, which also means engaging employees in solution generation. So an employee with a disability is the person with the lived experience. A lot of the times they know what they need to be supported. Sometimes they don't, and they need a bit of additional support or assessment, maybe from an occupational therapist. But first asking an employee what they feel they need to be supported, whether that's in the transition to returning to the office or whether that's while continuing to work from home, giving them autonomy and control. It's also really important that education and coaching is provided to managers so that they have the skills to support employees, being that frontline, consistent point of contact, having regular touch points with employees to make sure that accommodations are running smoothly and the hybrid working arrangement is still running as had planned. Just making sure that they've got those skills and knowledge to be able to continue that support. And finally, one of the things we do as occupational therapists is to provide the employee themselves with coaching, with skill building support, whether that be cognitive compensation skills, so time management, use of to-do lists, Outlook, scheduling, writing things down, or communicating in certain ways. Or maybe it's symptom management, so thinking of an employee who may be returning to the office and has anxiety around that. How can we help them to manage their symptoms that come along with that? Or maybe it's work-focused cognitive behavioral therapy to help employees recognize the thought patterns that maybe contribute to some of the distress they're experiencing. So all of these are very important components when thinking about providing accommodations in a hybrid work environment. Now I know that I'm way over my 5 minutes, but thank you so much for watching this entire video. And if you're interested about learning more about how occupational therapy can help you in your solutions for accommodation and helping your employees to stay at work, please visit us at www.gowanhealth.com or contact us at our main email to ask any of your questions that may have come out of this presentation. I hope you enjoy the rest of the conference.